Welcome back. In order to learn about web scraping, let's actually build a useful project that we can actually use and maybe even add to our portfolio. What I want to build is a nicer version of Hacker News. You see, every morning as a programmer, I wake up and I usually read Hacker News because it's a great way for myself to stay up to date with the industry and just learn about general programming news. They have some really nice articles here, and a lot of programmers use Hacker News as a way to stay up to date with the industry. This page has a ton of information. As a matter of fact, every time you refresh, it's a new topic, new thing. If I go to the New tab here, for example, you see that these stories, as I refresh, new stories get added constantly. So it's a very fast-paced website because a lot of people post news links here to get traction because there's so many readers here. Now, in order for me not to get overwhelmed, I usually only like reading or checking out the stories that have over 100 points. That is, they've been upvoted by users. So let's build a tool using web scraping that when I wake up in the morning, instead of having to scroll through and find out all the stories that have over 100 points, because those are the most popular ones, maybe the most important ones, let's scrape this data and then remove all the stories that, have less than 100 points so that I can only focus on the important news articles. Sounds pretty exciting, right? That's a great use of Python to make our life easier. Now, after we're done with this project, there are many ways to apply this knowledge. For example, one of the things that Hacker News has is every month they have a Who's Hiring, where companies post job opportunities for programmers. So a good project might be to actually scrape this data of companies posting different job opportunities and maybe try and figure out what the trends are. What type of programmers are the most in demand? Hey, are Python programmers the most in demand? Maybe by scraping and finding how many times the word Python gets mentioned? Or maybe is Java or JavaScript programmers the most common? And maybe you can create a website that tracks the trends of different posts to see, what skill you should be learning to stay up to date and make sure that it's the most in-demand skill. Just an idea. But let's focus on this for now. In order for us to scrape this website, we want to use a tool called Beautiful Soup. And Beautiful Soup is what we can use in Python. It's a library that we can use in Python to scrape websites. They have a very old school website here, but it's a very useful tool that most web scraping projects use. So in the next video, we're going to get our hands dirty. We're going to learn about Beautiful Soup and start creating our web scraping project with Hacker News. Let's get started.